This is Times Drive. I'm Joel Pereira, and today we're bringing you something huge. And normally on our show, when we're talking big, it's mostly 22-inch rims or a 4.4-litre V8, but this somehow is even bigger. We're at the 2014 Auto Expo in Delhi, and this is the biggest yet. We're talking 47 automobile manufacturers, 75 launches, and more than 100,000 visitors. In our world where bigger is better, it doesn't get bigger than this. It's called South Asia's largest auto exhibition, and it sure did seem like it. This was a party for every single automaker to attend, and they were all here spread across the halls with 70 launches and unveilings, of which 15 were global. 2012's badly managed event was a distant memory as the Expo moved from the traditional yet kinda decrepit Pragati Maidan to the spanking new India Expo Centre in Greater Noida. Compared to the Indian wedding atmosphere of the last few expos, this time around on the first day, dedicated entirely to the media, was relatively serene with excitable auto journos, us included, careening unhindered from stall to stall, gawking at all the shiny metal on display. Yep, considering that the first 2 days is when all the action is, car makers dived right in, launching cars left, right and centre.
To join me on the stage to unveil our highlight of this year's Auto.
Really, with the number of slip cloths being pulled off shiny new models, it was getting difficult to track. Still, because of our dedication to our craft, we did keep track so that you can get a front view seat of everything going on at the Expo. And as always, India's largest car maker Maruti got the ball rolling with the launch of its much awaited auto box small car, the Celerio. No one in India does small cars better, and this was its big launch this year. Powered by an updated K10 1-litre petrol engine, the game changer with this car is an automatic manual gearbox that combines the ease of an automatic with the fuel economy of a manual. If Maruti began the Expo with what it does best, Hyundai was close behind, showing off not one but two exciting new cars. 2014 version of the 2-litre CRDI engine-powered Santa Fe SUV, which was launched in 3 variants with prices ranging from 26.3 lakhs for the 2-wheel drive manual all the way up to 29.25 lakhs for the 4-wheel drive automatic. The slipcovers also came off the Accent, the subcompact variant of the Grand i10. This is the car that should be launched in the first half of 2014. If many SUVs and MUVs were the flavour of the month for the Expo in 2012, this time around it seemed like it was the turn of the compact sedan. Ford showed off a strikingly handsome Figo-based sub-4-metre sedan, blandly called the Figo Concept. This car was, as the name suggested, a concept, which means that it's probably not going to see the light of day for a while. Not especially when they have tens of thousands of EcoSport customers pounding at their gates for their cars.
We were overwhelmed by the orders and by by how much our consumers were beginning to love the EcoSport. It's a very big responsibility. What we have been doing is working very closely with our manufacturing, our supply chain to ramp up that volume.
Also from Ford this year, the facelifted 2014 Fiesta with a rear end that fortunately looks much better than the outgoing model. There was plenty of excitement at the Tata stall this year, with the beleaguered company showing off its first new cars in almost 4 years. Holding pride of place at the Tata stand was the all-new Bolt hatchback, and yet another compact sedan, the interestingly named Zest. The good news is that both cars should be on the road by the second half of this year.
Probably get them into market in the second half of 2014, right? And yes, you mentioned they are on the X1 platform, but the complete underpinnings of the vehicle has been changed to give a complete new chassis and ride and drive feel, including the suspension. So really speaking, it's a completely new X1 platform rather than the old X1 platform.
The Nissan stall did get some attention for the facelifted and rather smart-looking Sunny. It was his resurrected small car brand Datsun that got all the excitement with the announcement that the Go was a go, ready to hit the showrooms next month.
Another display that created quite a stir here at the Expo is the Datsun Go. I mean, it's a cheap and cheerful hatchback from Datsun. It comes equipped with a 1.2-liter petrol engine, which should be easy on your pocket. And the styling definitely is easy on your eyes. It's not overtly cheeky nor boring. The best bit about this car is the pricing. Even the top end trim will cost you less than 4 lakh rupees ex-showroom.
Japanese giant Toyota was there too, and this time had two new cars to show off. First, its global bestseller, the Corolla Altis. This, the 11th generation Altis, gets a longer wheelbase with more seating space, new interiors and a lightly touched up exterior. Expect the launch sometime in May, though somewhat ambitiously, bookings were opened at the Expo. Sharing the launch stage with the new Altis was the butched up Leva, and this one they're calling the Etios Cross. Somewhat like the disappointing Cross Polo, the Etios Cross is a cladded variant of the Leva, designed to evoke the imagery of being rough and tough without any of the mechanical necessities, like increased ground clearance. Prices were not announced, but expected to cost about 30% more than a Leva. Right next to Toyota was Honda, who also had a couple of unveilings. After being discontinued in India, the Jazz hatches back, confident with its Earth Dreams diesel engine. The Jazz was always a great hatch, fun to drive and hugely practical, and the 2014 version is carrying it forward. Also on display was the Brio-based Mobilio MPV, complete with the requisite 7 seats and somewhat stylish interiors. Expect both these cars to hit the showroom after the second half of 2014. Far away from the Japanese pavilions of Honda and Toyota was Škoda Auto, and here too they had two new cars to display. The 2014 Škoda Superb, restyled and looking even sharper, and perhaps even more heartwarmingly for us, the new Yeti. The Škoda Superb was a very nice car and always did decent numbers, but the low sales of the Yeti, in our minds the best small SUV out there, was always put down to the somewhat ungainly looks. Fortunately, the new car has all that quirkiness ironed out and will look as smart on your driveway or out on your farm. Staying in Europe, Mercedes made quite a big splash at the Expo this year, and if the dominant theme of the Expo was small sedans and small MPVs, Mercedes followed it too with the unveiling of its two new compact cars, the CLA and the GLA. CLA 45 Avatar with a hot red paint job will soon be all over the internet in thousands of social media posts. Both cars are in a coming soon status in India.
Now here at the Auto Expo, 3 more models. A specialty model, the ML500 Guard, high protection car. Behind me, the GLA, what will hit Indian roads this year in 2014. And we launched the CLA 45 AMG, what is the high power, high performance top end version of our new sporty sedan CLA.
Right next door was BMW, and though there were plenty of launches from the Bavarian giant, all eyes were on two things: the hot i8 hybrid supercar and the man who came to launch it, Sachin Tendulkar. Causing an almost riot at the stand, the i8 comes with a 128.7 bhp electric motor and a small 1.5-litre 3-cylinder petrol engine that's good for another 228 brake horsepower. Combined, you've got 357 bhp and a 0 to 100 time of 4.4 seconds. You're going to have to wait for it to come to India though. BMW says the launch will only come by the end of this year. What you can get immediately though was the new 3 GT. A longer version of the 3 Series sedan, this is a car that gives you all the driving pleasure of a 3 Series with plenty more space, but without the inherent uncoolness of a station wagon. Being made in Chennai, the 3 GT will cost you 42.7 lakh rupees ex-showroom. Keeping with the small sedan theme, Audi showed off the A3, the power-packed baby Audi sedan. Plush and all set to compete with the CLA when it does arrive, the A3 will be powered by 2 petrol and 1 diesel engine and will be the perfect entry point for someone to enter the glam world of the 4 interlocked rings. The A3 should be coming to India sometime in the second half of this year and by our estimate should cost about 25 lakh rupees. Also on display at the Audi stand was the A3 Cabriolet, the hot convertible, power-packed version of the A3.
Our success has been about having the right car at the right time. Getting into this compact sedan limousine market, I think, is a big opener for luxury. And so this makes it quite easy now to step up from maybe from a traditional sedan and move into luxury with your new A3.
Jaguar didn't have anything new to launch after the F-Type that it debuted last year, but across the aisle in the Land Rover stall, all by itself in its own glass display case, stood the gargantuan long wheelbase Land Rover. The LWB will be the most expensive car in the JLR range, and for that much extra cash you get a wheelbase that's extended to 186mm, seats that recline 17 degrees and bragging rights at your local golf course. We're going to take a short break right now, but when we come back, we're going to pay a visit to the action-packed motorcycle pavilions, plus the best and most outlandish concept we've seen so far. Come right back.